The question was, how did the Pirates Cove playground come about? And it began with a citizen, Candace Martin, standing up in front of City Council asking why we don't have a playground for children. Very good question. So that prompted me as a member of City Council to ask why don't we? And at that point in time, we really didn't even have a Parks and Recreation committee. So I got together some people to talk about playgrounds. Tried to get ladies involved because I figured they would know what the kids wanted and needed. The ladies were all too busy, so they all sent their husbands. So here's a bunch of men, we're going around, we're trying to figure out where we can put a playground, and we ended up with a list of about 5 potential sites on the island. So this is like 2 months down the road from the beginning of the question why we didn't have a playground. And one night in the City Council meeting, I was reading off the 5 potential sites. Now, we had a long-term, forever member of Folly Beach family, Brian Porter, who grew up here, owned property here, lived here at the time. Don't ever think that people don't watch the TV at City Council meetings, because Brian come busting through the doors when I read off one of the sites was behind his house. And we got the not in my backyard syndrome speech, and I got threatened with everything, including never being voted for again for City Council, and maybe some bodily harm that would go along with that threat. But so we calmed Brian down and said, calm down, that's not the best place to have it, it's just one of the sites. And we ended up in where the playground is now was actually pretty much a dump storage space for old satellite antennas, satellite dishes that the city had had for years, and they didn't know where to put them, and they kind of stuck them there as a storage space. So we cleaned all that up. Found out that one of the old water tank reserve cement tanks is under that playground from the old Folly Beach water system. So we had to work around that or replace stuff. And once we cleaned the site off, the 3 men, myself and Peter Beck and George Kafalis, who were left still working on this program, we sat down one evening at a meeting and we said, oh wow, we went through the books and we picked out all this what we thought was neat playground equipment for children in a playground. About 30 minutes after George got home, his wife Candace Martin was calling me on the phone saying, y'all are not putting that kind of equipment in our playground. To which I said, okay, Candace, then now you're on the committee, whether you like it or not, and you tell me, what do you perceive as an artist that this playground is going to look like? So she got some artists together and they painted a mural on the wall for the Pirates. Philip Pinckney was her suggestion for building the playground. We got with Philip and he had some ideas, and we actually built most of the structures there. The space safety net that the kids climb on had to be bought, of course, but Philip built the lighthouse, and he built the boat and the tire swings and those kind of things. And on the day of the dedication of the playground, everybody was really happy, and George and I were standing there talking, and I told George, I said, George, look around, we really did good. And he said, what do you mean? I said, just if you look from left to right and go around the playground, we pretty much did this as things historically fell out, from the Morris Island Lighthouse, the Pirates on the beach, 20th century shrimpers, 21st century space net. We lucked out and put this in just right. So we got a good little chuckle about that. But that's how the artistic playground come about.